What's up, y'all?
What it do?
I'm Amber.
And I'm Philip.
And we're going to talk to you guys. But we are going to really just talk about what has been happening in our life this past time. This past time, because it's been a time, okay? So we're going to take you guys on a little journey with us. This will probably be a bunch of different parts, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
So where do we begin?
So we moved from Arkansas to Charlotte, North Carolina with our 2 children. And it's been a journey that hasn't been easy. We moved 11 months ago with no home, no job, no vehicle.
Just a destination.
Just the destination.
That's it.
And we're 11 months in and we are still without a job, still without a vehicle, still without a home, living in hotels. Oh, that was a lot to actually say on camera.
Wow.
That was a lot.
Wow.
Okay. But to God be the glory, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
For certain.
Absolutely.
So this is pretty much our journey on how God called us out. So now we'll go back to the beginning.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. So, anytime that I have time to tell somebody this story, and I truly feel led by the Lord to share details of this story,
Because everybody don't deserve this story.
and you just have to be obedient, because the Lord don't tell us to tell everybody this story.
As we make this story for YouTube, but
Because He's been telling us to do stuff, so we're gonna do what He say do.
right.
But anytime I start this story, I always start literally in 2021 when we were deciding to move.
Seriously, this time.
Yes. So we've talked about moving, since we've been married.
Yeah.
We've talked about moving.
And we've been married 10 years this year. So we've been softly talking about moving since we first got married.
In 2013.
Right.
But so fast forward to 2021, we're seriously talking about moving. Hey, is it something we want to do? Our kids are getting older. What's happening? And looking back, I now understand that even those conversations, those nudgings were from the Lord. Not just we randomly had a thought, you know? So we decided hey, we want to move. Where do we want to move?
Yeah.
How are we going to do this?
Yeah.
So me, in my true planner, like to be in control fashion, I'm let me make a list of everything we looking for, everything we need in a place. And I'm going to just do some good research and figure out, come up with maybe 4 or 5 places. The plan was so then we visit all those places multiple times and then just kind of weed out where we wanted to look and then start seriously looking for jobs and home and everything.
Yeah.
So I came up with a list. And at one point, I truly thought that Atlanta was where we were going to move.
Yeah.
So we were deciding, hey, let's go to Atlanta.
Yeah, and I got family in Atlanta, so that was cool.
And then the Lord put this thought in my head. And I can't for the life of me remember what the exact thought was, but I know it had something to do with our marriage. And it was so crystal clear that Atlanta is not the place that you need to move to.
Not Atlanta.
It was so crystal clear. And so I'm actually, X out, not Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
Charlotte. And the way that it even all came about, it was so definite, you know?
Yeah.
We both agreed on it so much, and we hadn't even been to Charlotte.
Yeah.
But it was a swerve in not Atlanta, Charlotte. Yes, Charlotte is decided.
Yeah.
So then we decided to visit Charlotte. And we end up not even, so the plan was to move when?
In the summer. Well, you want specific? We'll just say summer 2022.
Yeah, summer 2022, when the kids were out of school, is when we planned on moving. We end up not even being able to visit Charlotte until March of that same year, 2022.
For spring break. Because we were talking about going January, February.
Because we want to go a couple times to actually make sure it's where we wanted to be.
Correct.
But just the way things were panning out, we weren't able to go in January.
Or February. So we were look, spring break, we going.
Yeah.
we talking about this. Let's do this because we didn't did this before.
Yeah.
We didn't talked about it. We didn't look. Let's put a plan together and let's get on down.
So we end up going to Charlotte. My mom came with us. We drove. It was a real long drive.
Look, that 12-hour drive ain't no fun.
Real long drive. But we drove, and we didn't know anybody in Charlotte except I went to college with this girl, and literally I went to Fisk, and I was only there for a year and a half, and I transferred schools. But I went to school with her, and my roommate at the time, I just so happened to mention to her that we were thinking about Charlotte. And it's so funny that I mentioned it to her because we didn't just talk all the time.
Yeah.
But I just so happened to mention it to her, and she was like, oh, we know somebody in Charlotte. Matter of fact, she's a realtor. So she ended up like connecting us, and so we ended up connecting with her when we got to Charlotte. That's the only person that we knew in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So
But I had never even met her. You knew her.
Right. Philip didn't even know her. I did.
Yeah.
So we go to Charlotte. We have a wonderful time. She shows us all these houses, like what's your budget, what areas y'all, what are y'all looking for in a house. So she shows us these neighborhoods. We fall in love with this one neighborhood, and we like, no, Charlotte is it.
Yeah,
we love it. The kids love it. My mom love it.
We drive around the city like, I can see myself here.
Absolutely.
Like, even when we pulled into Charlotte, we like, man, the sky just shine brighter out here for some reason.
The sky was so different.
Man, like, I can see myself here. Like,
Yeah.
it looks so much clearer out here. Like, this it.
This is it. And so even
Yeah.
our entire trip, it was just confirmed and confirmed. Like, Charlotte is it. So literally by the time we left, we truly gave Charlotte our yes.
Yep.
Boy, when that happened. When that happened.
But look, we gave Charlotte our yes, but yes wasn't like, the yes wasn't yes to a house or yes to a job. Like, we were still looking for those things.
Well, the yes was just the yes to
the
moving
commitment.
to Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah.
And more than that, the Lord knew we committed.
Yeah.
He knew, okay, they coming to Charlotte now.
Yeah.
So I say this all the time. Once we gave our yes, everything started just going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, our finances plummeted. Like, I mean, we had 2 cars at the time. We had already said we were going to give 1 car to my brother before we left because we were just going to buy another car when we got there.
Yeah.
And then our other car ended up getting totaled. So we would end up being in a rental car.
The month before we
The
moved.
month before we moved, we're in a rental car because our other car got totaled. I mean, it just went crazy. We're searching crazy for jobs and have been since January. No job is found. I even got to like offer the job, and then I never heard from them again.
Yeah.
Like,
That happened like maybe 2 or 3
yes,
times.
where I got offered a job and then the position closed. Or I never literally heard from them again. I'm waiting on my welcome packet and I don't hear nothing else. So things got a little hectic. So summer comes, kids are out of school, and we're like, we're moving to Charlotte. It's happening.
Right.
But we kept pushing it back because we don't have anything set in stone yet.
Right. Like, our lease was coming to an end, but we didn't have an address in Charlotte.
So we kept extending it.
So we extended what, twice?
Uh-huh.
So we extended twice, but the second time we did, it was like, look, man, we just gonna have to go on though. But
Yes.
no. Look, I want you to tell that story because that is very key.
Okay, so at the same time, I'll say this as well. When we got back from Charlotte, I got real like, hey, Lord, I need you to go and do something for me.
Yeah.
But I got real into it. And you know how it always says, seek ye first the kingdom of God? I start seeking him. And during that time, he really called me out because he was like, you only doing this because you want something from me.
Yeah, you're not seeking me to be in my presence.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
You're right.
You real. You're real, and you're right.
Because he knows your heart.
Right. And sincerely, I was like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to seek you without wanting something from you. I want you to make this move to Charlotte work for us. I don't know how to just want you for you. And I guess I gave him another honest yes or something, because then he started being like, hey, baby, let's work it out.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to get deeper and deeper into this journey, and he's talking to me more. And one thing that he ends up saying, so we keep pushing back our extending our lease. We extended, and then at some point it was truly like a matter of faith. Like, are you gonna believe that I'm gonna do it? Are you gonna believe that you're supposed to be moving to Charlotte? So we end up submitting the paperwork, like, you know what, we're not extending it. We tell the company, July 31st, we're going to be out of here by then. Yeah. And you know, when you start going through that process and doing it, especially through a company, it's pretty much set in stone.
Yeah.
So we got a month to make some stuff shake.
And it's gotta shake.
And it's gotta shake.
It's gotta shake because we talking about moving across the country, and we don't have an address yet. But we gotta be out of this place in less than 30 days.
So we start packing and everything. I'm like, no, I'm believing that the Lord gonna do this. So we're packing up everything. We're talking about, no, we moving at the end of this month. We telling folks goodbye and everything. Yep. So now we like 2 weeks into the month. Still no address, still no job. We apply for this house. Did not get approved for the house. Shocked.
Look, for real.
Shocked, okay? So then when we didn't get approved for the house, it was kind of like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Then the Lord started talking again. And he was like, I need you to go to Charlotte. I need you to go to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Now. And we were like, but it don't make sense.
Right. God, it's the middle of the month. Like.
And bro, we don't even have no money at this point.
Right.
Well, how are we gonna get to Charlotte?
Right, because at the time I was working, but I only got paid at the end of the month. I got paid once a month, and I got paid at the end of the month.
And we told you our finances already, like when we came back, start plummeting. So like literally credit, everything just start plummeting when we get back. I mean, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
So when things start happening so fast financially, and time was getting closer and closer, we just looked at each other like, what we gonna do?
So one weekend, I mean, maybe like a Wednesday, Thursday, the Lord literally was like, hey, go to Charlotte now. We were supposed to go.
You know what? I'm gonna insert that picture.
Okay, of the clouds and stuff?
Yeah.
Literally the clouds.
I'm gonna insert the picture.
The sky opened up. The Lord was like, I said go.
Like this is your window of opportunity.
Yes.
But we were so afraid.
We were so scared. Like you want us to move across country with our 2 little kids.
No address.
No address.
No job.
In a rental car.
In a rental. God, I don't have any money.
So we didn't do it.
Nah.
We didn't do it.
Nah.
And that next week, it was so big. It was like, I said go.
Yeah.
And what got me was he said, I've gone before you.
Yeah.
Go to Charlotte. Yeah. Meet me there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, babe, we gotta go. We gotta go.
So our lease was up. Our very last day of our lease was up on a Sunday. We talked. You called me that Friday.
Yeah.
And told me, hey, we going anyway.
We going anyway.
The very first thing that came to my mind was, this joker crazy. I didn't say it out of my mouth.
You did not.
But the very first thought I had in my mind was, no, she's crazy.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I will follow this girl off a cliff. Like if she said let's go, man, I'm down. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like this was the most exciting but scary thing like ever.
Terrifying.
We are born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
501 to the end.
Yeah. And then
go now.
Sorry, I was gonna say what made it so much more crazy is that my entire family, well, my mom and my sister, they're like, hey, no, what's your plan B? Like they're trying to have an intervention.
Yeah.
They're like,
and rightfully so.
Absolutely rightfully so.
No, rightfully so.
They're like, y'all can't just move like this. And my mom and my sister and I, we are very close. And it was just at a point where I'm like, I can't walk y'all through what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Cause I'm walking me through what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like all I know is it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I can't make it make sense to you.
Yeah.
It was that scary, but that definite, like, no, you need to move.
Yeah.
But it was terrifying.
Terrifying.
So we end up renting U-Haul.
Yep.
Packing up all of our things.
Mm-hmm.
And that Sunday night.
At 9 o'clock.
We got on the road.
We took off, man.
And we moved to Charlotte.
And didn't look back.
And did not look back.
Dude, so take me back to that Sunday night when we left. Like, what were those last hugs to your mama, to your sister, to our brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Like, you know, take me back to that time. Like,
it was.
What was it?
It was exciting. It really
was exciting, man. It was really exciting.
But it was so. I was terrified. Like, we'll have to insert that video where we recorded like that piece saying, you know, we're moving.
Yeah, we are moving to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Today.
As in right now.
Today we are leaving.
This is our first time stepping out on faith.
Big faith.
Big faith. And we're excited.
When I watch that video, I see the fear in my eyes. I see it like I hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
I was so afraid. I had no idea what was about to happen. But I knew God was calling us to do it.
Now, let's overemphasize this particular part. We only knew one person in Charlotte. I just met the girl 4 months before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just met her.
Yeah.
So, but we know no one. There's one couple from college.
They didn't live in Charlotte.
They didn't live in Charlotte, but I live, about 45 minutes away. Yeah. But that's it though.
We don't know anybody else.
That's it.
And our first time going was in March.
Yes.
It was scary.
So the second time we're going, we're moving.
We're moving.
With no address. With no job.
In a rental car. And a U-Haul.
Where we going?
Sounds crazy.
When we get there, where we going?
We just put Charlotte in the GPS. We ain't have no numbers to add to it. Charlotte, North Carolina. That's it. That's all. That's it.
This has got to, man, I'm just, like, we have lost our mind.
Right.
Like,
but we know for certain we're supposed to do it.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
We pack up the U-Haul. Philip drives the U-Haul. I drive the rental car. My cousin comes with me.
Yep.
It's me, her, and the kids in the rental car. That we've had this rental car for a month at this point. Yeah. At this point, look, whenever y'all want the rental car back, we'll figure it out. But we moving.
Yeah.
So we drive overnight.
Yeah.
And it was so.
Yeah.
It was like every mile we got closer, like I could feel the Lord pulling us closer and closer to Charlotte. Like, you're doing it. Come on, keep going. So even though it's scary, it's like we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And if you've had the Lord tell you something, that you can't explain, but you know it's Him telling you to do it.
Yeah.
This was that for us.
Yeah.
And so it's just like we're going.
Yeah.
And we went.
We left.
We
took off.
So that's part one. That'll be part one of us moving to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stop right there and come back for part two when we talk about actually getting to Charlotte and what happened next.
Yes.
Because when I say that was just the beginning, getting here.
That was just the beginning.
That was just the beginning.
That was just the beginning.
It's been a roller coaster, okay?
Oh my goodness.
So come back, like our page, subscribe, and turn your notifications on so you'll know when we post part two.
Yeah.
All right, until next time.
Peace.
Peace out.